Hey guys, I thought I'd do this video today talking about my arm wrestling promotions, and I know a lot of people talk about arm wrestling promotions, how to best do them. A lot of people give it a try, and it is a big effort. And a lot of arm wrestlers, particularly on the low level, don't really turn a profit relative to how much time and energy they put in. So I just wanted to talk about how I've been doing things. I know that I've been running this case study for a while, and I did the Bishop Owen Super Match series, which was a big success in terms of the amount of attention that it got from both the online audience and the local audience in the area that I live. So I just wanted to kind of reflect on a few of the points and the lessons that I've learned since then, and just share them with you guys, because I know that there's a lot of you out there who are looking at promoting your own arm wrestling tournaments and promoting your own brand as well. And I think that the more of us that take an approach like this, the better the sport has a platform to launch from in the future. And I think the more chances that we actually take the sport and make it something real for the next generation of arm wrestlers. So if you haven't already seen it, the way that I've been promoting is really about building a brand around kind of telling my story. So in the local area, I put out a daily video that follows my day. In this daily video, it talks about everything I'm doing on this path. It's really a transparent process where I'm just showing everybody all the steps of how I am going about promoting myself as an arm wrestler and the events that I create. So that had better success than I could have even anticipated. The arm wrestling audience, international arm wrestling audience, sent me so much positive feedback from that, and so that people really liked the lead up to that match with Justin. They could see kind of so much of the story behind it, and look, my local audience did that as well. I've had an immense amount of local people that aren't at all interested in arm wrestling for the sake of arm wrestling actually be really interested in the match because they knew the story behind who I was, who Justin was, and why we were having the super match. So it leads me to the point that whatever you are thinking about, you have to, like, you've all got this opportunity with this day and age, with cameras on our phones and the internet being so easy to get content out there, that if you are willing, you can do this really successfully yourself. And I feel like the momentum in my own channel is growing really, really nicely. So what we first of all need to realize is that we've got to be an entertainer. First and foremost, we need to be entertainers, not focus inwardly on just the arm wrestlers, okay? And when I say be an entertainer, we've got to realize it's not about entertaining the other arm wrestlers. The other arm wrestlers are going to watch just out of curiosity's sake. They're going to want to know who's going to win, keep up to date with the trends on who's beating who. But first and foremost, we are an entertainer to the masses of people that aren't actually arm wrestlers and aren't actually directly involved or even sort of loosely involved with the sport. So being an entertainer is first and foremost what you need to recognize. Now, what I'm discovering is the critical thing to being successful in that entertaining space is being yourself. Putting yourself out there on camera is fantastically easy to do if you're willing. Yes, it takes a little bit to get over that, but if you're willing to put yourself out there on a very regular basis, on a very regular content, and learn how to create good content, people are going to start to enjoy it. Like, I've having tremendous success with my most recent video in the new series that I created called Ryan Bluebone Versus. That video is up to 250 odd likes. It's got, I think, about 40 shares now, 20-something thousand views, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down. That is bringing me a whole new audience of people that are really enjoying the content, and I'm going to keep doing that. So I believe that being an entertainer is where it's at. You can entertain on a basis just as yourself, which, believe it or not, even if you're not confident, if you just start putting yourself out there, you're going to discover what ways you do connect with people. And whether it's something like Ryan Bluebone Versus, or it's just you talking to people, or it's just you being yourself, it's just you're funny, whatever. If you just be yourself, literally you are going to have people discover you that enjoy your content, and as long as there is consistency there, you're going to get a captive audience. Now, after you've established the fact that you've got this captive audience, you'll see that you're going to have opportunities start to come to you. My networking sort of opportunities over the last sort of 6 months of me doing this have been tremendous. I got invited to go and do an arm wrestling promotion with Chris Judd. Chris Judd is an Australian football legend. He is one of the greatest of all time, and they saw my content and they invited me to go and film a promotion directly with him. Now, that promotion is going to come out in a few weeks. But that's something that would not have come about if it wasn't for me putting myself out there. Other things, I got to meet Tara from Survivor. More and more opportunities continuously seeming to come to me these days because of me putting myself out there on the content. So that's one of the things that you can really leverage off. You're going to have this growing network of people that you can work with. I've got great networks now in the Pig and Whistle as well. There's so many opportunities that will come that you can't necessarily predict when you start putting yourself out there. So I definitely encourage that. Now, where does this all lead? Obviously, money is a really important thing. As a promoter, we need to be able to make some profits, because otherwise they're not going to do it. I think many wrestlers have put in a lot of time and energy into an event and made peanuts from it, and to be honest, just think, wow, I'm not going to do that again. Like, I put about 3 months time and energy into the Bishop Bowen match. 3 months of solid time and energy, a lot of editing, a lot of video, a lot of just my own personal time and energy. Now, if I was to measure the success of that on just dollars, like personal profit, I'll tell you right now, I made $100. $100 is what I made personal profit from the Bishop Bowen Super match. I passed on to Justin 300, and I'm going to pass on to him another 100 soon. So Justin made 300 or 400, I made 100, and if you were to measure it just in that respect, you'd say, well, that was a failure. But remember, we did have the expenses covered for Justin to get here, the expenses covered for all of the paid marketing, and this was just round one. So look, time and energy wise, I put a lot of into it, but it's given us a platform to launch from for future events. So I think that there's definitely profits there. Like, if I look at the live video that we did, we had 22,000 viewers in first 24 hours. That's something you can definitely on-sell to a sponsor. But anyway, guys, so you'll see that I've gone on to now merchandise. The reason I've gone on to merchandise is I was getting feedback from the market. And when I say the market, I'm talking about the non-arm wrestlers that are watching, that they're interested in buying t-shirts. I had lots of them come up to me and say, hey, where can I buy a t-shirt? Where can I buy a t-shirt? I want a t-shirt. And so therefore, I've created these t-shirts. Now, how did I go about creating t-shirts? I did a lot of research and I found it to be incredibly expensive and difficult, and I didn't want to, be honest, immerse myself into the world of t-shirt printing and logistics around that, so I needed to find a business partner in that. So for me, I went and found a business partner who already has well and truly established lines of logistics in the t-shirt realm, the ability to already post and print t-shirts and post them anywhere in the world, and just kind of piggyback them. I've gone into a partnership where I'm splitting a certain percentage of the profits with them, but most importantly, it's now allowed me, through my brand that I'm building, to get to the point where literally I can sell products anywhere in the world and make a profit on each item that I sell. So naturally, those profits are going to be reinvested into the brand and keep it all building and growing, and who knows what will come next. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to say that, like, the amount of time that I've put into this, if you were to equate it to how much money I've made so far, like I said, I'm at about $100 up. So people would think, well, why on earth would you do that? I know that for me, I'm someone who would give up the next 5 years of my spare time and energy and all this sort of stuff if it meant that that in that 5 years time I'm going to have a brand that can then replace my income and a brand that allows me to do what I truly enjoy. So for me, it's a no-brainer. It's an easy choice. I love doing this. I love arm wrestling. I love building this brand. I love, for me, I really enjoy being on the camera, being in the media and all that sort of stuff, and being an entertainer, I'm finding is really, really enjoyable. And there's nothing better than having kids come up to you at an arm wrestling event and seeing you as their little hero and wanting a photo with you and all that sort of stuff. That was truly one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced, was having someone really look up to me in a sporting sense and want to have photos with me and that. So anyway, guys, that's the kind of snapshot on arm wrestling promotions, how I see it, how I've experienced it so far. And look, if I can share anything with you guys, it's the main thing is that through the combination of opportunities in social media and time and energy, if you're willing to put it in this category, it's totally doable. I'm seeing great indicators that it's onwards and upwards. The brand isn't slowing down, it's in fact accelerating. So guys, if what I'm doing is something that you want to replicate, then look, I encourage you to go ahead and do it and jump right in, because it's totally doable, and I'd love to see the sport grow to the point where it's ready for the next generation of arm wrestlers to really take it to a bigger place again. So guys, that's the video for me today. Hope you got something out of that, and thanks for watching.